Sports Network presents The Rich Brooks Show. Sponsored in part by Budweiser. By Bi-Mart. By the Oregon Lottery. By State Farm Insurance. By Gatorade. And by Pepsi-Cola Bottlers of Oregon. And by Mashofsky Enterprises and Taylor Electric. The Rich Brooks Show on the Oregon Sports Network.
Well, welcome to the Stadium Club at Autzen Stadium and today's Rich Brooks Show. I'm Todd McKim along with the coach, and welcome this week. We will take a look at that USC contest. The Trojans coming out on top 32-10. We'll also have a couple of special features for you and preview the big game next week against top-ranked Washington. Well, Coach, despite the fact it was 80 degrees in the Coliseum, you got off to a bad start and things snowballed at the Coliseum, and as a result, the 17-0 early deficit really was just too much to overcome.
Well, Todd, we've been taking the ball the last 4 games, and this one backfired on us as we fumbled the opening kickoff. Thought the defense did a good job holding them to a field goal. We get the ball again, can't move it, and our punt coverage has been really very effective all year long, really broke down in this game. They get a good return, one play, touchdown. We get the ball again, can't move it very well, punt the ball away, 96-yard punt return. We've run 4 offensive plays, we're down 17-0.
Well, let's start the game. The Ducks won the toss of the coin, as the coach alluded to, elected to receive, and a disaster as we look at it from the low camera right off the get-go.
Big break for SC right there. We don't protect the football and turn it over. I thought our defense came in this situation, a sudden change, and did a great job. They try to run the ball initially, throw them for a loss there. They fumble the snap. We cover Johnson on the play, and then they come back with a pass, and Johnson will scramble to the bottom of your screen, and Coker knocks him out of bounds. And now they have to settle for a field goal attempt.
So Ford in to attempt a 32-yarder. He boots it through, and the Trojans have scored 3-0 a minute and a half into the game. Then on the next possession, the Ducks unable to move it. Tommy Thompson, who actually punted very well as far as statistics are concerned, booms one out of there.
And they were high. A little bit of a clip there, but a nice return. And we just did a poor job covering punts. We'd only covered 2 in the previous 2 games total, and I think we kind of got lulled to sleep, and our players really did not give the effort needed. And there's the pass I alluded to earlier to Morton over Alex Molden. One play they've run, and it's 10-0.
It's 3 minutes into the game, 10-0. O'Neal to throw to try to get some stability offensively. First down completion to Anthony Jones.
Little play fake here. Good protection on this particular play. And O'Neal has time to find Anthony coming across the middle for the first down.
So 1st and 10 out at the 39-yard line. Go to the running game, Burwell.
Big hole, just couldn't pick up his feet. Looked like he could have broken this one for longer yardage. Nice blocking at the point of attack. Good block by Juan Shedrick. And just gets tripped up by the ankle.
So the next play we see is 3rd and 11 from the 49. And this, unfortunately, was a prelude of things to come for Danny as he was sacked, a loss of 5, the drive stalls. And then the big play coming up here. Thompson, another pretty good kick. And, you know, the old rule was you don't catch a punt inside the 10 or let alone the 5. But for Curtis Conway, I guess they've waived that rule. And he goes 96 yards for the longest punt return in Southern California history. Great speed. So now, I mean, it's 17-0, and some of the folks hadn't settled in their seats. You need something to happen positively, and fortunately, it happens on this drive.
And we bring this one out. Burwell gets a pretty good return to the 25.5-yard line.
O'Neal to throw. First down, has some time, finds. Good to see Vince Ferry back in the lineup this week, suffering from some bruised ribs.
Burwell takes it up inside.
Good for the first down. 1st and 10 from the 37.
Play action fake. Find Derek Deadweiler on the corner route for about a 20-yard gain and a first down. You see we do get protection this time. And we had the tight end and the split end to choose from there. They were both open.
So the ball for the first time in the day is in Southern Cal territory at the 44. Burwell gets 4. And once again, Dandy to pass. Finds Deadweiler over the middle. Breaks a tackle and takes it down to the Southern Cal 16.
See on the replay here, we get good protection again. And Danny finds Derek Deadweiler on a crossing pattern, almost breaks this one. Breaks the first tackle there, spins out of it, but slowed up enough for the SC tackler to get him.
The next play we see, 2nd down and 8 from the 14-yard line. The blitz by Southern Cal. Danny picks it up and finds Anthony Jones in the end zone for the touchdown. And the first score of the day for the Ducks, and that is our play of the day.
Well, what we done on this, Todd, is that we put a twin set back over here, put Anthony in the slot, and we actually got a matchup with Seahorn, their safety. They don't flop the corners over, so we've got a wide receiver on a safety here. We bring Burwell out the backside to occupy the corner. We slow block here to give us maximum protection back here, which ties up the safety on that side. And Anthony just comes down and makes a good shake move to the outside and comes back across, and Danny drops back and floats one right in there for an easy touchdown.
All right, let's take a look at the replay.
You can see Burwell going out the top and the tight end Max protecting, and there's Anthony beating Seahorn for the touchdown.
So with the touchdown and the conversion, you're kind of settled things down a little bit, Coach. It's 17-7. The defense comes in and does a good job and stops SC, and you get the ball back.
Right, and now we need to make a move, obviously.
All righty, so let's pick things up. The defense had done the job. Now it's time for the special teams to kind of redeem themselves a little bit. Ronnie Harris up the middle this time. Breaks a couple of tackles.
Runs into Paul Jensen and gets slowed down, but a very nice return, giving us good field position. You can see on the replay here, we do a good job holding people up at the line of scrimmage, and Stonehouse's punt is handled by Ronnie Harris, and he takes it right up the seam in the middle, breaks a tackle right there, starts to break into the open before running into one of our own players.
But unfortunately, offense unable to get a first down, so the defense has to come back in, and again they stop SC.
Nice job there by Chad Cota forcing the sweep inside, and Jeff Cummins coming from the inside out. You can see Chad blowing up the fullback's block and forcing the ball inside, and Cummins come from inside out to make the tackle for a 2-yard loss.
3rd down and 7. Johnson rolls. Paul Rodriguez comes up from the secondary. A loss of 5.
Good job by Rodriguez, a senior safety from Sacramento, California, coming on the delayed scrape blitz there, and sacks Johnson for a loss.
So that is the final play that we will see in the first quarter. Well, at the end of one, USC leading at 17-7, and what comes up next in the first series of the second quarter might be the key series of the game, just the way things turned out. You've got the football, you get a first down here on a pass to Willie Tate, good for 17 yards. You've got great field position.
Well, this is good, and we need to do something. It's 17-7. We get a nice play here. Willie Tate wide open, gets down to about the 32, 33-yard line. We're in field goal range, but unfortunately, we don't stay there very long. Danny gets sacked here. Should have gotten rid of that ball. We still haven't gotten him to the point where he feels comfortable throwing the football away, still trying to make big plays. We're forced out of field goal range. We punt the ball away. We come back and make a nice defensive stand. Nice play there by David Massey. After the sweep again is turned back inside, you can see David Massey scraping from his linebacker spot to make the tackle.
Third down and 10. Johnson to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket. Really just basically has to dump it. Almost intercepted there. And now the real controversial play of this football game. And as they say, you make the call. Harris fumbles. Now, who recovers this thing? I mean, is there any doubt?
It's unbelievable with one of the officials standing right there and seeing Ronnie reach out with his right hand and pull the ball to his stomach. You can see the ball right there, and Ronnie pulls it into his stomach.
He's cradled it.
And the man is signaling without ever knowing who's got the football.
Well, now they go to Johnny Morton.
Even the SC players told Coach Smith they got away with one when they came off the field, Larry told me after the game. Very obvious they did, and we have a real letdown now, and they come along and throw a couple of quick out passes here, pick up some good yards. Nice tackle by Joe Farwell coming from his linebacker spot. And now they do a little pump fake here and go deep, and we had this thing covered.
That's a real, you know, we looked at it in slow motion, and, you know, apparently Morton's left foot, which was the ball, the foot inbounds, stayed inbounds before the other foot was out, and then disaster on the next series.
And a guy who's been doing great snapping, nobody's known his name until now. It's Mike Allison. Unfortunately, we get the safety here as it rolls out of the end zone.
Now USC gets the football back. And the defense doing a good job here down low. But unfortunately, SC now leads at 26-7. You get it back for one final possession, and it looked like you were going to score here, Coach.
Well, we were hoping that we could at least get into a field goal situation. You can see Ernest Jones coming from the backside here. Good pressure with the sack. Ball comes out after Johnson hits the ground, unfortunately.
So again, you get it back downfield, trying to get some points just before the half, and Ronnie comes up a little short.
Ronnie should not have tried. He should have caught the ball, taken it straight up. He'd have had the first down. That was a fourth down play right here. We needed about another yard, and if he just keeps coming, he's going to get the first down, but he steps backwards, and then he can't get his momentum going before he's tackled, and we come up about a half a yard short of a first down.
That's too bad, because SC leading at the half, 26-7. All right, let's get into the third quarter highlights with the Ducks trailing Southern Cal. USC will receive the football to start the third period of play. Here's Conway again. Almost breaks this one.
Good job by Isaac Walker coming from the offside to make the hit on Conway.
I know you felt that if you just did things right, from here on out, that you had a chance to get back in this game. It looked like you would.
We talked about it at halftime. If we shut them out and score 3 touchdowns, we'll win the football game. And good job by Cota turning the sweep inside, and this time Ernest Jones gets there before Cummins can make it for no gain.
Second down and 10. Creighton trying to find some daylight, nothing there. Gain of only 1. And then on third down and 9, Johnson flushed out, takes a pretty good hit right here. And the Trojans have to punt it away.
Now we put together a pretty good drive. Running the ball on first down. We'd like to be able to mix it up. And we come out with the intent to do that, throw a little quick hitch pass to Anthony Jones, pick up the first down on second down.
Ball out to the 36-yard line.
Play action fake. O'Neal scrambles here, gets away this time, and finds Vince Ferry for about a 6-yard gain.
After picking up the first down, or excuse me, they do pick up the first down on this third down and 1 play. Now after picking up the first down, the next play we see is second down and 10.
And a little counter play to Burwell, picks up about 4.
Third down and 6.
Back to throw, and we hit Ronnie Harris on a crossing pattern. And Ronnie gets grabbed by the jersey. Maybe we should go back to those old tearaway jerseys they used to have, huh? You can see O'Neal finds a nice soft touch pass. He finds Harris on a crossing route coming from the wing position on the far side. Just doesn't quite have enough speed to outrun SC's talented and speedy defensive backs.
So after a sack on first down, it's second down and 14. Burwell picks up about 5. So 3rd down and 9.
Get pressured here. Danny tries to throw it out to Burwell. He's called down. Unfortunately, now we have to settle for a field goal. We'd hoped we'd be able to take that possession down for a touchdown. Tommy Thompson converts on a 44-yard field goal. It's good. The bad news is we're eating up so much of the clock now. By the time we get the ball back, we're going to have to start throwing it more.
It did change your game plan from here on out, didn't it?
There's no question. If we'd have scored a touchdown, I think we'd have been able to stay with it. Defense does a nice job there. Chad Cota reading the wide receiver screen. You can see from the ground level replay. Cummins breaks through. We get good pressure by Ernest Jones, and Cota makes a tackle for a loss.
So it's 3rd down and 12 from the SC 30. Johnson hit as he throws, but good defense right there.
Nice tackle by Alex Molden. See on the replay, we're going to get pressure on Johnson. Problem is that they didn't have to throw the ball very much. I think we could have done some things to them in the passing game had we been able to force them to throw the ball more, but they only threw the ball 16 times.
The Trojans get it back when the offense unable to move it downfield. Great play here by Herman O'Berry.
Herman's been frustrated, I know, because everything's been thrown the other way. He gets his chance, and he comes up with a pick.
Well, after outscoring the Trojans 3-0 in the 3rd quarter, the Ducks managed to cut the deficit a little bit as we pick up action in the 4th quarter. The Ducks trying to get back into the game, but USC with the football. And again, the defense doing a pretty good job, although on this play, they do manage to pick up some yardage.
We wind the thing clear back around, and our end didn't come upfield to contain it. Do the same play coming back the other way. Caught us in the same defense, and we misplayed it on the back side. Stuffed everything on the front side, but they wound it back. Now Johnson throws out in the flat, and this is the culmination of one of SC's better drives, about a 70-yard drive for a touchdown. I think we'd had a little bit of a letdown at that point defensively, but SC now comes back for the 2-point conversion, and they're held short of it.
It was ruled that Johnson stepped out at about the 3. So the offense back on the field. Danny, by this time, has taken a pretty good pounding in the game, but he hangs in there. Gains 9 with a pass to Burwell.
Toss sweep to Burwell. He picks up the 1st down.
1st and 10. Danny, boy, what a lick he takes here.
And we're fortunate to recover the ball there. Eric Barnes dives on it after SC tries to scoop it and run and misses. O'Neill comes right back and finds Willie Tate for the completion.
Strange play here, 3rd and 7. O'Neill catches his own pass on the deflection. So the Ducks forced to punt the football. And Conway's back there, and anytime he's back there, you got to worry, but this time great coverage and a great punt.
Handling it inside the 10 again. But this time he goes nowhere.
So now, SC meet Jeremy Asher.
Jeremy Asher, redshirt freshman from Tigard, comes through the backside and meets the fullback for a 1-yard loss.
2nd down and 11. They've got the new quarterback in there, Reggie Perry, some new running backs in there. And again, it's Jeremy Asher making the stop. So the Trojans punting it away. Stonehouse to Ronnie Harris.
Nice effort here by Ronnie. Just taking and getting what he can. 16-yard return.
We'll look at it again.
You see he does virtually this all on his own. Good burst right here, trying to split the seam, and he picks up an extra 2 or 3 yards.
So the final possession of the game for the Ducks. O'Neill to Deadweiler, 4-6. Then Danny finds Ronnie Harris. Good for 15 and a 1st down.
On the replay, you can see we get good protection here, and we have a pocket to step up into, and Ronnie comes underneath into the voided zone to pick up the 1st down.
Danny out in the flat to Vince Ferry.
Only a gain of a couple, coming off the primary receiver, coming back to Vince Ferry. And on 3rd down, just overthrows Anthony Jones in the corner of the end zone.
4th and 5.
And a miscommunication here on the audible, and that's it.
That's all she wrote. All right, let's take a look at the disappointed Danny O'Neill and the final score, 32-10, Southern California with the victory. Let's take a look at some of the final statistics. I tell you what, if you just looked at statistics, you wouldn't know that USC won this game 32-10, that's for sure. Rushing yardage, you see the -10 is a result basically of 13 sacks, but SC only with 100 yards of rushing. Danny O'Neill with the edge in the passing department over Rob Johnson, although he had to throw a lot more. Total offense, 219 to 226, so basically a defensive game and special teams as well. Let's flip the page. Return yards, boy, that's something that actually should be USC with 146, Oregon with 33, and that was the big difference in this game. The penalties, you see both teams, not many infractions against them. Punting, Tommy Thompson had a great day statistically. He punted 8 times for an average of 48 yards a punt. And then the sack total, look at that, 13 sacks for 63 yards. It really disrupts the offense when that kind of stuff happens. Individually, O'Neill, you see 22 of 32, 229 yards and the 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Johnson, 11 of 16, 125 yards, and he threw 3 scoring strikes, all of them to Johnny Morton. Rushing, well, nobody had a great day here. Burwell and Creighton held down below their respective seasonal averages. And flip to the next page. Defense, Herman O'Berry leading with 8 tackles and the 1 interception. Joe Farwell also in on 8 tackles. The Ducks defensively only took 55 snaps. That's remarkable in a game like this. All right, into the locker room we went to get the players' reaction to the game.
It really was a weird game, you know. It was almost like it was over before it begun. You know, things just happened so fast. I don't know if we were ready to play or you know, we just had some execution breaks down or what the deal was. But you know, they took advantage of our mistakes and capitalized and you know had us down 17-0.
You know, I have a feeling, and I think you know we'll have 60 other guys to tell you the same thing, that if we started out and we did not make those mistakes, if we didn't have special teams breakdown, if we didn't fumble, the game would have been a lot different game because momentum swings a lot different way. Confidence. I mean, if you ask Defonso, Kern, or anything, Harden, or Collinsworth, they will not tell you anything different. We could have handled. I think we could have punched it in. I think we could have beat them.
Morton and Conway, and I guess they kind of lived up to their billing.
They sure did. I mean, both of them very fast. I was just talking to some of the corners, and we were all talking about how fast they were. And every time, like Herman O'Berry said, when he came to his side, he just kind of had to suck up his wind, and just you know get after him.
I always knew that Curtis Conway was a great returner. He's got great speed. As far as kicking it away from him, I had a choice on that one to go for a corner or kick it straight down the field. I was 56 yards from the end zone going into a breeze, and my choice was to kick it straight. And I regret it, but I can't take it back.
USC was a much better defense than we've faced the past 3 weeks. I think. I mean, they had a good defense. You know, I mean, the game should have been close. I think we gave the game away. You know, I mean, just you know, we had some mistakes, turnovers, and the game should have been much closer.
I think we just need to keep our composure and not lose it. You know, we can't be giving up the ball and being down 17-0. And I really don't think we will next week. I think this was a learning experience, if anything, and next week's going to be exciting.
All right, Coach, wrap things up. I know it was a disappointing loss because you went into the Coliseum feeling that your team had a legitimate chance to win that ball game.
Well, it did, but we didn't play like it, so here we sit in the postmortem. We did lose DJ Cabrera on that long punt return. He was covering down and had a major knee injury. He'll be out for the remainder of the season. That's starting to thin out in the defensive line. We've already lost Salila Malapai, and now DJ Cabrera being out. It's going to thin things out for us in that area.
All right, Coach, you step from the, you'll fire into the frying pan, so to speak. You go from USC, an outstanding football team, to the #1 team in the country. For the first time, I believe, since 1972, the #1 team in the country will visit Autzen Stadium, the Washington Huskies.
Well, I think it's great for our fans to have Washington, first of all, back in Eugene after a long absence, 3 years going up there. And certainly to have a #1 team in the nation, and it will be on Prime Sports at 3:30. We have changed that kickoff time, unfortunately, I think, but fortunately it is on TV.
Let's talk about them first of all offensively. We'll see a couple of clips of the offense. Napoleon Kaufman is, I mean, he was a bona fide All-American coming out of high school, and now it looks like he's taken an even more role in their offense than he did a year ago.
He is so fast, just tremendous speed. I believe that's Kralik there.
That's Kralik, the wide receiver.
He's an outstanding receiver. Reminds me a lot of a guy by the name of Joe Wright. He just catches everything in sight. I think this was a very close game at halftime, 7-7, that the Huskies broke open in the second half.
They play two quarterbacks, Billy Joe Hobart and Brunell. Brunell was the MVP of the Rose Bowl 2 years ago. Hobart was the MVP of the Rose Bowl last year. Is there any difference in their offense when the two different guys play?
Well, the difference I think you just saw with Brunell's speed. Hobart can run the option and runs it very well. He's very physical, but Brunell has better speed.
Steve Entman is gone, but DeMarco Farr is doing a great job. That Washington defense is just phenomenal.
They come after you. We saw some of that, and Washington's defense has got to be licking at their chops looking at our SC film this week when they see that we gave up 13 sacks, which is incredible. They will bring the house at us, and we had better meet that challenge.
All right, from your standpoint, it's a big game, obviously. I mean, even if Washington was not ranked #1 and undefeated, it would still be a big game for your team. Your thoughts about what you have to do next week?
Well, we have to do some things we wanted to do last week. We have to be able to contain the running game and then be able to cover the receivers and put a little pressure on the quarterback. From our standpoint on the offensive side and in the kicking game, we need to shore things up. We broke down badly in the kicking game against USC. We've had some breakdowns against the Huskies in the past in the kicking game, and they have tremendous talent. If we think Curtis Conway can hurt us, all you have to do is look back there and see Napoleon Kaufman returning kicks and punts. So that's going to be a challenge. But basically, we need to hang on to the darn ball. We can't give Washington anything. We have to make them earn anything that they might get.
All right, it'll be an interesting game. It'll be probably the largest crowd ever to watch a football game at Autzen Stadium. You've added 2,800 seats, bleacher-type seats in the end zones. Standing room tickets, a reminder, will go on sale Monday morning at 9 o'clock in the athletic department. And as the case, anytime there's a big crowd at Autzen Stadium, it's always good to get there early. In fact, the parking lot normally opened 4 hours prior to game time will be open 5 hours to game time. So let's see. Figured it out. It'd be 10:30, I guess it would be. So you can get there a little bit earlier. We would highly recommend it. And we also understand that the local bus service will have 8 additional buses helping bring people that way. So you might want to park and ride the bus rather than bring your car to Autzen Stadium. Well, anyway, it's going to be a great game. We hope to see you then. If not, we'll see you on the Coach's Show. For the Coach, I'm Todd McKim. Thanks for joining us.
The Oregon Sports Network presents The Rich Brooks Show. Sponsored in part by Budweiser.